Questions. I'm happy to take baseball questions from you now.
Buster, you were a member of this organization for a long time, and every year there's been a night to honor the gay community. Did you object to those nights when you were a player? And also, did you or anyone from the organization talk to Tony, talk to the players, and explain the importance of this demographic to your business, the importance of this evening for the fans?
I mentioned that I'm not going to revisit it, so if you want to ask baseball questions, I'll answer baseball questions.
Do you plan to reach out to the gay community about any of this, or no?
Again, if you want to go baseball questions, I made my statement on it. I'll answer baseball questions.
But do you have no response to the commissioner saying inadequate and unclear communication?
I'll answer baseball questions.
Is that responding to?
I believe so, yeah.
Buster, why do you want to only answer baseball questions? There's some very important matters that the public is debating outside this organization.
I'm going to answer baseball questions.
Do you feel it's not your job as president of baseball operations? I mean, is this something we should be talking to Larry about?
Guys, we just need to keep it baseball related, or...
Well, you guys have made this baseball related because you had Pride Night. You allowed players onto the field that MLB said should not have had writing on their caps, violated MLB rules. Then MLB said that you guys didn't communicate with the players properly, that they didn't have to wear the hat. So there's been no response about that.
We get it. Buster made his statement. If you guys have any baseball questions, you can answer those, or we're going to be done.
So this thing is getting bigger and bigger. Obviously now we have me in the mix reporting on it, and obviously I did a video previous to this, and I went off on some of the commentators and some of the people that had other significant platforms or who were radio hosts over in San Francisco. And now you got Buster Posey. Buster Posey is the president of the San Francisco Giants, and he's now having to face questions because the players decided that they didn't want to necessarily wear pride hats for the San Francisco Giants on Pride Night, right? Because I don't know how they got a Pride Night as far as like all across the United States of America. All of a sudden they took over the entire June. However, they didn't want to wear it, or the ones that did wear it wrote a scripture next to it because the true meaning of the rainbow was so that God would never actually flood the earth again in order to basically get rid of us humans because we were so diabolical. And now Buster Posey is the one that is under scrutiny. Now, he's wanting to focus on sports. He's wanting to focus 100% on baseball. Hey, listen, guys, I don't want to take any questions unless it's related to baseball, so on and so forth. As far as the president. But now you're getting several different reports all across the board. I'm looking at one right now from Outsports that says in 10 minutes, Buster Posey shatters decades of trust with the LGBTQ Giants fans. Now, I will give you a little bit of grace because San Francisco has long been known as a hotbed for homosexual activity, if you will, right? Meaning that has always been known that people from the alphabet community would like to move to San Francisco. And as far as I know, it was even before Atlanta. It was before Chocolate City, D.C. It was before all of that. And so that was the place that people historically would transition over to in order to make sure that they found their community with a group of people. And so as a result, all of the businesses, all of the people, even the sports teams catered to that demographic for whatever reason. But I've always believed that you got to keep things 100% square 100% of the time. And the reason being is because the minute that you start catering to certain groups and communities and you start segregating yourself or separating yourself, you then become endeared to them forever. So then when you decide, hey, listen, we want to just focus on baseball, or we want to just focus on sports, or we want to just focus on selling hot dogs, whatever. I don't want rainbow colored buns on my hot dogs. That sounds crazy. Now the people are going to get outraged because that's the expectation that you set. So in a way, it is a San Francisco Giants problem that they created because they gave in to the woke mob. But on the flip side, at the same time, I always believe that we should be focusing on the product that's being pushed out on the floor or on the field instead of being focused on some kind of diversity, equity, and inclusion metric that we think is going to make sense. But ultimately, it comes back down to capitalism. And so, you know, the news companies, all of these people are making a big deal about it. And I didn't even know that there were so many huge alphabet community baseball fans. I thought that that was like America's favorite pastime. And sports is supposed to bring us together. It's not supposed to be something that people highlight as a part of their community, but this is where we at.
I'm here in San Francisco on the way to the Giants game. And as much as we'd love to just enjoy some baseball, the Giants are close to the worst team in baseball, but that's not what's being talked about. What's being talked about? It is the recent Pride Night controversy that happened with the San Francisco Giants. A lot of opinions on this one. And there's no straight answer on this one. Lots of opinions, many of them valid, lots of them valid actually. Some weird takes, but I have my own thoughts about it. Check it out on my Substack if you care to see what it's all about. But yeah, let me know what you think. Either way, go Giants.
This is the first time I've ever been embarrassed to be a Giants fan. I mean, it was shocking. You know, like I never would have expected that from this team. And once it did happen, I would have expected a reaction. And the fact.
So because they allow for players, think about this for a second, because the most divisive groups are always the ones that say that they feel disenfranchised. So instead of embracing no censorship, your right to free speech, your freedom to practice your own religion, because you may be a player on the San Francisco Giants, but it doesn't mean that you should be forced to embrace something that's against your religion, especially as silly as like a hat or something like that. Imagine that you are a group that are promoting, you're not, but you say that you're disenfranchised or you're marginalized, which that was originally for civil rights movements, but neither here nor there. And you're now running around acting like you're a victim because a few different players from the San Francisco Giants decided that they didn't want to engage in Pride Night because they believe differently and they shouldn't be subjected to certain things. And you have nothing going on in your life, so you get outraged at the idea that they can practice their own religion and it's not something that's aligned with what you believe. And so you now want to look at them as bigoted and censorship. And let's be clear. I am a person that believes that you should have the freedom to be able to support whatever it is that you want to support. So if you don't want to go to a Giants game or you don't want to spend your money there, you shouldn't have to. That's the freedom that we have in America. But you can't demonize or start to protest somebody because they believe differently than you. That is divisive.
Neither of those things are happening. It's just, I feel like I don't even know this team anymore. I haven't missed an opening day except for COVID year. You know, like I every Star Wars day, every fan fest, every fan appreciation day, this was supposed to be my happy place. This is a place that I go to feel joy and connection with my community, and they've taken that. They've ruined it. So I don't want to be part of it. I gave all my tickets away. I canceled all my subscriptions. They're not going to get a cent from me. And I'm encouraging all of my friends to do the same. And like the thing is, like I really want to go back in that park. I want to go in there and feel good about it. I want them to do something that makes me feel good about it. You know, I don't want to not be in there. I love this place, but like, what else am I going to do? Because at the end of the day, being a decent human being and standing up for civil rights is more important than baseball. And there's very few things in my life that are more important than baseball. But that.
Isn't that crazy that standing up for civil rights have now been identified with the alphabet community instead of it being directly tied to black people and those that were discriminated against and were enslaved in real life that didn't really have any rights instead of a lifestyle choice? Nobody should know what your sexual orientation is anyway. Nobody should even be concerned about that. You should be concerned about just being a fun person, a decent person, and going to the game. Why is your sexual orientation a subject when that's never been a thing with even heterosexual people that go to baseball games? Imagine being that disillusion behind what you believe and what you stand for.
Well, at the end of every game, they play I Left My Heart in San Francisco, and I would sing it with my family, would put our arms around each other and sing, and it was just and for this to happen here, it truly broke my heart. And so you broke my heart in San Francisco.
Oh boy, did everybody see Buster Posey's press conference today? Cut to the chase, man. He started out the press conference by saying he would not comment on the Pride Night issue, and that riled up everybody. Motherfucker, it is a baseball question. Do you know who you are a president of? The San Francisco Giants. San Francisco. If you want to deal with Pride Night, go to another team. You know it originated in San Francisco, and you know you played for the team during those nights. Why can't you answer it? We don't want to ask about, the team being under 500 by 15 games. We don't want to ask about the miscues in free agency and who we're trying to trade for, because all that shit's not happening. We want to know what's going on in and outside of this clubhouse, and it's affecting the team. It's affecting the city. I was a big fan of Buster Posey, the player. I'm a huge lost for words and disappointed as Buster Posey, the president. Because if you wanted to hold a press conference and not answer questions to the press, then why'd you do it in the first place?
Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Henley. 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I guess I got to talk about something in San Francisco.